Hello, 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 my babies. Man, it is chapter 5. Chapter 5, Dad's fifth video that he is making for you guys. And has a lot happened since our last video. Um, of course, our last video, you guys met your baby brother. I don't know about baby anymore. Makoa is a big boy. Makoa is a big boy. He is about 98th percentile in head size, weight. Took him to go play this afternoon, and I was looking at this other boy, and I was like, "How old's your son?" And the lady was like, "Oh, he's like 1.5." And she was like, "How old is your boy?" And I was like, 8 months. And she's like, "Oh my goodness, he must be a big boy." I was like, "Yes, he is." Dad came to visit you guys in the great state of Louisiana. Dad went to go and surprise you, and your guys' reaction was awesome. It was a beautiful thing to see. Millie, it is so crazy seeing you now as opposed to, I mean, geez, just a year ago. You are so much more guarded, so much more protective of yourself. And I don't blame you. I do not blame you. I can totally see why. I think it was one of the first videos I made for you guys, and there's a video where Millie, I was just like tossing you in the air, tossing you in the air, and you loved it. You did it no problem, just throw me dad, and I would throw you high, and you would just laugh and float. So this most recent time, when I came down to visit you guys, boy, Maximo, I threw you in the air, and you're like, "All right, Dad, not too high, not too high." And then Millie, when I threw you, girl, you gripped my shirt like a death grip, and it was a pretty unique observation. There's a couple of things that I've kind of like been studying, reading upon, and some of those things are how to allow your kids to explore their horizons, their boundaries, without creating this fear. And I think a lot of the joy that I take in being a father, being your father, is pushing you guys past those boundaries of set horizons that you guys set for yourself. Whether that's Maximo like knocking you down on the ground and just telling you to get back up, like it's okay, and Millie allowing you to just be free and explore, venture, not be reserved, and witnessing how the change has gone from you two being these free children with excitement and roaming and curiosity to seeing a form of reservation. And I do equate that to me not being there for you guys, my absence, and not being that presence of security, not being the presence of excitement and joy and protection. So that was something that really resonated with me during my few days that I was down with you guys. Millie, watching you try to dance when people are watching versus when you are under the impression that nobody's watching is such a mind-blowing experience for Dad. The reason I say that is I feel that you are this creative butterfly and you love to dance. I look at the first video. You're dancing in the street with Dad, breaking it down, being thrown in the air. And as you're getting older, I've noticed these walls. That would be a good word to use. Walls that slowly start creeping up. And they creep up in the most unique ways because certain behaviors that used to be easy and used to be effortless now are a reservation and now are something that is thought about or processed in the sense of, I don't know if it's a fear, I don't know if it's a still something I'm working on. However, watching you dance when you think nobody's watching is very telling of your internal spirit and seeing that try to flourish and come out of its shell. So Dad is really working on how to not just be present, but look at how I can encourage and motivate your strengths while also allowing you to express yourself in the way that you're comfortable expressing it. Dad has a lot of control issues, and I am definitely making myself a lot more aware and present to what those issues are now and doing my best to relinquish a lot of my control. And I've started to realize by relinquishing my control, it works out for the betterment of all parties due to me not stressing and the other party being able to do what it is that they wanted to do. So, yeah, Dad came down to visit, so we are making some great steps in growth, great steps in me being present and your mom being open to me being present, us as parents communicating and understanding what is necessary for both of you to have the best versions of both of us and being able to provide you with the security wouldn't be the proper word, but provide you with the balance and routine to get you guys progressing in a positive manner. That being said, when Dad went to go visit you, Dad went on an experiment, and Dad went a few days, 7 days to be exact, without eating. And it was quite an experience. I was trying to go 30 days. There's no way I would have went 30 days while just drinking water. I only drink water for 7 days, water only, and tried to understand what that was going to do to my mental state, understand the dedication to where you set your mind to something, you follow through with it, and understand the just immediate habits that you go right back into after you're done doing what you're saying you're going to do. So, I got a video for us of Dad's first bite of food after 7 days. And one would think, 7 days, we're clearing our bodies of all the junk that we're not supposed to be eating, no sugar. And let's start off on the right foot. So, Dad made the decision to go to one of his favorite donut spots in Louisiana, District Donuts, and treat my first bite with my kids of a donut. So this was our first moment that we shared while Dad was eating it for the first time.
Here we go.
What's really exciting is watching your guys' reaction to it.
District. 7 days without any food in me. Yummy.
So good. So that was Millie, your smile was adorable. That was Dad's first bite. First bite of food, and boy oh boy. Man, I went and had after that we had 12 tacos. I had 12 tacos. Y'all were tearing up some tacos too. Oh, we went to Johnny Sanchez, I believe, and had some of their street tacos, and then afterwards, I went and had some sushi. So it was definitely an experience of taking it all in, And then afterwards, we went and we walked the riverside. And the one thing you always notice, we don't ever take you guys out to the city, but being the fact that I was there, you always notice the music in Louisiana, which is something. Look at you, Millie. You're like, boy, don't you dare take me down those rocks. That is the Mississippi River. So this is where Dad's trying to help you being with your branching out, staying out of the safe zone. So yeah, we went and walked, and it started raining. It started raining after. So we were gonna go and explore some more around the city, but we ended up having to leave because of the rain. It was good though, cause Dad was full. Oh my word, I ate so much food. But looking at your guys' appetite, that was pretty awesome seeing how much you guys were eating as well. So yeah, we took you around the city, and then before Dad left, we ended up taking you guys to the park, so that way when I left, you guys wouldn't be not sad seeing me leave, but you could still stay busy while Dad ended up having to leave. Crazy things I picked up when I was there, and looking at you two and seeing how big of an impact it was for me to be around, and seeing the difference in discipline, meaning you guys not going off and doing crazy stuff or acting a fool. It was so telling for me. And there was a couple of times, not a couple of times, we went and had some Thai food. We took, yes, Thai food for lunch, and one of the servers said, "Boy, your kids are so well behaved. I deal with kids all the time. I'm a teacher as well, and it's so impressive to see how well behaved your children are." And that was such a beautiful, beautiful compliment to not just your mother and myself in raising you guys, but for you to understand how to behave and act. Boy, I look at some kids now and it really puts in perspective how lucky we are as parents, as your parents, to understand that there is some discipline and you guys know how to behave properly. So thank you so much for that. It was the time for you guys to get ready for your first day of school. That's still something, your mother and I had a very, very tough discussion with schooling and what that looks like, what my perspective is of what school should look like, and what her perspective is. And just having the tough discussions, which we're going to continue to have, I'm sure, a lot more very difficult discussions. So, yeah, Dad had to go take a look at your school and take some first day pictures of your school. Millie, this was your first time. You were going into pre-K, girl, so this was a huge, huge step for you in your independence and being your own little soldier. So that was a very awesome experience. Maximo, there was a moment before we took you guys to the park where I brought you to the bathroom, and I had to look you in the eyes, and I started just breaking down because I knew I had to leave, and that killed me inside. And boy, just not being there for you guys was, knowing that I couldn't stay there, I had to come back, right? That was pretty tough. And you looked at me and you said, "What's wrong, Dad? What's wrong?" And then you put your arm on me. And as I could barely struggle to get out the words, letting you know how sorry I was for failing you, for not being there, and for not being around, you looked at me with your arm on me and you said, "It's okay, Dad. I love you." And man, that really hit home for me. And what's really cool is you won't really be able to realize the impact that has now. Or maybe you will. Who knows? Kids are so much smarter than what we give them credit for. But looking down the road, as we continue to grow, as we continue to make more of these videos, it's going to be so beautiful to see, this dialogue and where we were at now, meaning in the past, and how much we grow moving forward in the future. Prime example, right? I was supposed to just be making these videos with the impression of, I'm not talking to you guys, I'm not calling you guys. You'll just be able to see these videos when you're old enough to see them, and we'll go from there. And after listening to so many fathers and parents reach out, the main people I was hurting with my hurt were my own children, because I was too prideful to talk with their mom and let their mom know that I want to be present in my children's life, regardless of where they're living. I want to be involved and I want to be present. So that was a huge step for Dad. That was a huge step for me, and what what I've really been made aware of, just for myself, is, boy, the devil tries to get you in so many different directions, and he talks to you, and there's this little aura of negativity that goes around in our heads, and we just start telling these ugly lies to ourselves. And what's so crazy is I start believing those lies. And to think that when I started this, my mindset was they'll be able to watch these videos when they're old enough and they can make the decision at that point. The arrogance, the pride in that logic is just so mind-boggling, because I look at these 3 days that I was with you guys and the amount of stuff that we were able to accomplish in those 3 days, the amount of bond and love and connection we were able to form in those 3 days was so powerful. And for me to sit here and think that, you know what, in a few years when they're old enough to realize what Dad was trying to do, then we'll see where we'll be at, because they'll be old enough to decide for themselves. Boy, we're not promised tomorrow, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, right? My children are the light of my life, the most joyful thing I could ever think of. And for me to think of that, hey, let's let months or years go by and I'm missing out on these moments to be able to just walk with you guys, help you grow, watch your first day of school, sports. It's just so crazy to think that that's where my mind went. However, I can admit that at times, regardless of how strong Dad says he is and powerful and big, I think so small at times, and it is not a proper reflection of my heart. So I'm glad we were able to share these moments together. Millie Bean, this next video I have for you is a prime example of you just dancing as if no one is watching. And oh, did it just light me up, because when I asked you to dance while people were watching, you just said no. No, 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 no. I am not.
Good job!
Let's smile. Oh, I think that is just such a like pure way of expression, right? It's so cliche, but dance as if no one is watching. Man, watching you just live your courageous self. Dad's really working on how I can properly be there for you without placing you in a little box, because that's my mind thinking so small. You know, you're a preemie baby and you've always been a fighter, and I am doing everything I can to not allow my mind to place you in a little box, because your capabilities and strength are just endless, endless, endless. So that is something Dad's really, really focusing on. And yeah, I encourage you, girl, keep dancing like nobody's watching, and you're gonna flourish. You are going to flourish. Maximo, I was able to. Your mom made a very, very big point. She said, you know, John, Maximo has just been asking and asking and asking and asking for you to throw a football with him. Can you please just go throw a football with him? And when we look at, you know, time, this was probably just an hour. But within that hour, I taught you how to grip the football, put your fingers in the laces, tap the ball, point to where you're going to throw. And boy, you just, of course, you blew it out of the water, man. It was so cool being able to witness your perfect throw. That's what I define it as. Your perfect throw. And looking at you throwing a football. So we were able to capture it. Capture it.
That was a perfect throw.
Look at that. I got so emotional right there, because in my head I was just thinking, geez, all these moments that I should be here. And I thought to myself, how in the world could you think that it would be okay to wait months or years before being present for your kids? Boy, that really hit me. But once again, it just shows you sometimes that small mind thinking, it just leads you to terrible places, and not only do you destroy your positive way of thinking, but you also destroy the opportunity to build this beautiful relationship, this beautiful bond with the people that are most important to you. And Dad was also able to help you out with some pull-ups, son. So that's
Good. Yep. One more. Thumbs.
you go out with a bang.
Thumbs. Come on. 4. One more. Thumbs. Get up, boy.
Oh boy, the big head Mezzarina curse. I tell you, it strikes again. This was a really cool experience for me, Maximo, because there's a time where I should have pulled this video up as well, but there's a time where we had you in the beach in Mexico, and you were doing pull-ups, and I was assisting you just like this, except you were, I mean, look how tall you are now, dude. If you look at where your head's at, I mean, you're literally at my knees. Well, no, maybe a little bit less. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being overzealous. But you're so tall. You're so tall now. And you're not even 6. So it was so cool looking at, not just how big you got, but listening to how your mind works and operates. So cool. It was a beautiful thing to witness. And this was like right before I took off. You guys went and played in the water. The one thing in our vocabulary we never use, which there was a couple of times that I heard you say it, is I can't. And I am going to make sure that those words just disappear. I don't know who invented those words. But man, that's just, it is such a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to say. And we're working on it. We're working on it. We're growing. We're moving forward. So, Dad is definitely working on a lot of self recognition, in the sense of I can control what I can control, and that's all I need to focus on. So I can be there for you. I will be there for you. We got your first soccer game coming up. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be that guy, that dad. I can tell you right now. I'm going to be that dad. Your mom told me this story. I guess some kid bumped into you and you started crying. Wait till I'm going to show up a day before your game, and Dad's going to practice with you about that physical contact. So next time somebody comes up and you bump into somebody, we're going to take it. We like physical contact. Physical contact's a great thing. That is something that is one of your dad's specialties is physical contact. So yeah, we're definitely gonna work on that. Millie Bean, I want to get it to the point where I can throw you in the air again and you just let go, right? And I think that's such a beautiful analogy, right? When I was throwing you, you were just holding on to my shirt, like for dear life. Like don't throw me. And I think that is a huge reflection on my absence in your life, and how me not being there has led to those seeds of doubt. Because if you look at those first videos of me throwing you, there was no holding on. You trusted Dad, and you enjoyed it. You let me throw you as high as I could throw you, and you just laughed and smiled. So Dad's working on it. Dad is working on it. Your brother and sisters, we FaceTime you guys every day. I know Malia, Maximo, you love making Malia laugh. So it's really, really exciting and cool watching you guys build your relationship. Dad is, come to a huge reality check of my decisions and how those decisions are playing a role in my life now, and not just in my life, but in my children's life, and the work that Dad needs to do to just be a father and take care of my responsibilities. So Dad's definitely going to work on being more consistent with not just we talk every day on the phone, so I use that as an excuse to, hey, I don't have to make the videos as often as I do because I FaceTime my kids every day. That, once again, is the mental aspect of laziness and just coming up with excuses as to why I don't stick to something that I said I was going to stick to. So we're definitely going to work on our consistency, being more present, and we got some exciting things coming up with a bunch of dads. We've been talking to a bunch of dads and getting a bunch of dads' feedback on just what we go through as fathers, what dads have to deal with, what our expectations are, and how we process all of these things that come up in our life. How we process marriage, how we process separation, how we process divorce. We're talking about a bunch of things, so I'm super excited to bring that to the forefront of everybody, not just dads, but moms as well, parents. I think if one thing I've learned through my experience of being a father and the traumas that I still am working on today in my life is parenting is the most important job in the world. And we have such a blessing to help form and create just this beautiful God-fearing life. And how important our presence is to ensure not just the safety and security of our children, but the formation of who you become as go from our children to young adults, to beautiful parents when your time comes for that. So yeah, we're getting back on it. I am so excited to see you guys here shortly. I'm going to go down and visit you again. Maximo, we got our first soccer game, dude. Millie's going to be right there cheering you guys, cheering you on the sideline. And hopefully Dad doesn't hit some other kids. Oh man, we're gonna try to stay as cool and calm and composed as we possibly can. But yeah, we're back. This is a video number 5, and boy, I am just blessed. I'm blessed to be your father. I am blessed to be involved in your life and to share our story of growth, because every experience in life that we're going through is not a page of defeat. It's a life experience. We take it on the chin and we move forward. We move forward in a positive direction, and we change the negative behaviors that led us to bad places so we could have positive experiences for our life going forward. So mwah, besos. I love you. Arsenal won. And the Cowboys lost. Typical. So, I love you guys, and I will see you here shortly. Mwah. I love you. Love Dad.